Today I want to talk about Stratagem by Yoshiki Tanaka, which is the fourth book in the Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Now this is going to be a full spoiler review, because this book really doesn't work if you stay vague. So if you haven't read this book or the previous three, I would advise to stop the video here. But if you're interested in the series, I have done spoiler-free reviews of the first two books in the series, and I'll put these in the description. With that out of the way, I'll say up front, I really liked Stratagem. Not because it's the most emotional book so far, and not because it has the biggest battles, but because this is the book where the war stops being managed and starts being locked in place. The novel starts with something we haven't seen before. Fasten makes a direct move. They don't manipulate from the background any longer, and they stop staying neutral. Because of course they kidnap the Emperor. And that alone is massive. Fasten has always pretended to be neutral, but this makes it very clear that neutrality was never moral, it was strategic. And then comes the most important part of the opening. Reinhardt lets it happen. Reinhardt knows exactly what Fasten is doing, and he chooses not to intervene. And from his point of view, this solves two problems at once. The Emperor is still technically above him, and Fasten just exposed how far it's willing to go. And by allowing the kidnapping, Reinhardt removes a political obstacle and lets Fasten show its true face. It's cold, it's calculated, and it tells you immediately what kind of book this is. Once the Emperor is gone, everything changes. Inside the Empire, Reinhardt doesn't have to wait anymore. Decisions happen faster, and authority is clearer. And meanwhile, Fasten thinks it just pulls off an incredible move. They believe both sides will now need them more than ever. And that confidence is going to become the biggest mistake. And meanwhile, over in the Free Planets Alliance, Yang Wen-Li reacts with immediate unease. He understands that this isn't just political drama, it changes the structure of the war. The old rules don't really apply anymore. Now Yang doesn't like Reinhardt's methods, but he can't deny how effective they are. And once again, Yang's problem is the same as always. He sees the danger, but he doesn't have the power to act on it. And there is one fleet battle in Stratagem that really stood out to me. And it's important for Yang as a character. Because this is the first time Yang Wen-Li is facing Oscar von Ruenthal, an Imperial commander who genuinely fights on his level. Up to now, Yang often wins by outthinking incompetence. But Ruenthal is not incompetent. And what makes this battle so good is that nothing comes easily. Yang sets traps, and Van Ruenthal anticipates them. And he applies pressure, and Yang adapts immediately. There's no moment where one side looks foolish. And it feels like two professionals testing each other rather than trying to completely destroy one another. And for once, Yang has to stay fully engaged. He can't just calmly execute a plan and explain it afterward. So why does this matter? I think this scene does two important things. First, it reminds us how good Yang actually is. Not because he's flawless, but because he can adapt when he's pushed. And second, it shows that the Empire now has multiple commanders operating at an elite level. Yang can match them tactically, but the Alliance doesn't have depth. Yang is one genius holding a fragile system together. And Reinhardt has more people like von Ruenthal. And I think that difference matters. Now, throughout the book, we keep returning to Phasm. The leadership is calm, intelligent, and very sure of itself. They negotiate, manipulate information, and keep telling themselves that everyone still needs them. And for a while, they're right. But what they fail to understand is that Reinhardt isn't interested in managing this system. He's thinking about removing it. At a certain point, Reinhardt stops asking how to pressure Phasm. He starts asking why it should exist as an independent power at all. And once that question is asked, the outcome feels inevitable. And I think this is where Stratagem really clicked for me. Reinhardt isn't trying to win the next battle, he's trying to simplify the war. And Jan begins to realize what's about to happen. If Phasm falls, the Alliance loses its buffer, economically and strategically. But the Alliance government is slow, divided and reactive. And by the time Yang fully understands the danger, it's already too late. And then the book ends with a move that completely reshapes everything. The Galactic Empire takes over Phasm. Not even with a grand final battle or a heroic last stand, it just happens. And that's what makes it so effective. Phasm learns, far too late, that neutrality only works as long as stronger powers allow it. And now Reinhardt doesn't celebrate. He consolidates power, secures information and tightens control over resources. And Yang immediately understands what this means. From now on, the war is going to be much more direct. And the Alliance has fewer options, since there's no safe middle ground left. And this is why I really liked Stratagem. It starts with Phasm overreaching and ends with Phasm being erased as an independent player. It's not flashy, it's not emotional, but it's incredibly effective. This is the book where the galaxy loses its safety nets, and from here on out everything feels heavier. And I'm really looking forward to the next book and see how everything plays out. We're basically now at a point where I thought the series would end with, but we're just getting to the halfway point. Anyway, thanks for watching and I hope to see you again in the future.